And Gino Aragon here with you in studio. We have some very special guests in here. And of course, I think we all know Brandy from American Document Services. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing excellent today. Just trying to keep cool in this hot weather. So I should ask you the same thing I ask everybody. Popsicles or ice cream?
Popsicles.
Popsicles? All right. We'll ask Jake here in a second. But you have a special guest here as well. Kind of let us know what you're doing.
Well, I have Jake Caldwell here. He's with Blazer Ball. He's the football coach at Mesilla Valley Christian School. And Mesilla Valley Christian School has been a customer of American Document Services since 2003. And my daughter, she goes to Mesilla Valley Christian School and she plays volleyball. And they're putting on a golf tournament in August for fundraising for their athletic program. So I thought I'd have him here in the with us to tell us about the program.
Awesome. Jake, you're the football coach?
Yes, as of January, I'm the new head football coach at Mesilla Valley Christian School, yes.
Well, congratulations. There you go.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll see if it's congratulatory yet or not.
Well, honestly, I think the Sun Blazers, they don't get as much attention as they deserve because they've had some excellent teams here in our past. A lot of them actually getting, I think their basketball team was excellent. And they've had several finals appearances or tournament appearances that are pretty good. So,
well, we've had a fairly good run. Last year, our volleyball team played for a state championship. Our football team played for a state championship last year. Our basketball team, both boys and girls, made the state basketball tournament. So, at Mesilla Valley Christian School, we play football, volleyball, both basketballs, men's golf, baseball, and softball. And our softball team has played for state championship in 2024. And then that followed up with the volleyball team playing for state championship this past fall. And so football. So we've had a good run, good set of kids, good support system. So doing fairly well at the 2A level.
That's awesome. And speaking of that support, like Brandy said, you guys are having a golf tournament to kind of help you guys out and raise some funds for that. And that's going to be in August?
August 2nd. So we have a 501c3 nonprofit group called Blazer Ball. And what that group does is fundraise money for athletic events at Mesilla Valley Christian School. So they raise the money and donate the money back to the school for its athletic programs, various programs. The golf tournament will be for volleyball and football, and hopefully have some other events throughout the year for other sports when it's basketball season and so on and so forth. So this will be the second year we've done a golf tournament. This year we've expanded the golf tournament from just an AM flight to an AM and PM flight. So
nice.
Trying to pack it out. I mean, if we could get our golf tournament to be like the old Burger Time golf tournament back in the day, that would be really awesome.
I was just thinking about that when you were talking about what it helps out with. That was the first thing that came to mind was the old Burger Time golf tournaments. Those were actually a whole lot of fun.
And it grew huge, right? And it obviously made a lot of money for the high schools here in town. And I mean, so much that I still think they have an account that's earning interest every year that's helped fund some of those things, right? So
that would not surprise me as many years as they've done that. So
right.
This is your second year.
The second year we've done it. So expanded from just an AM flight. So we're going to have AM and PM flight. So what do we say, 32 teams of flight?
Yes.
Wow.
So currently have, I think, around 15 or 16 teams registered. Obviously, a little over a month left to go here.
Are you registered, Brandy? You can get your clubs out there?
That's right.
All right.
We have some great prizes. So there'll be first and second place prizes for each flight. And something that we do for our golf tournament we're pretty blessed about is our hole-in-one prize is a Polaris razor.
Wow.
So now there's just one. There's not one Polaris razor for an AM flight and one for a PM flight. There is just one. So if it gets one in the morning,
that's
it. That's it.
Yeah.
So we'll
first come, first serve.
Yeah. But we have that, right? Typical golf tournaments, 4-person scramble, right? All the rules. We try to have some fun holes in there as well. There has been discussion of a dunk tank, right? You want to dunk the coaches, you can, those kind of things. But
we could dunk a Brandy.
We could dunk a Brandy.
No, she's not going to do that.
But breakfast for the AM flight, lunch for the PM flight, right? All those kind of things being provided, and it'll be at Sonoma Ranch Golf Course.
That is awesome. So it's going to be at Sonoma Ranch.
Yes.
And I know a lot of the golfers in town are just looking for any reason to get out and, hit a few balls there. is a great reason, and it's going to help out, of course, Mesilla Valley Christian and their sports. And you said this one is starting off with football and volleyball, right?
Right.
Hopefully, if we can grow this tournament, then we can expand to the other sports.
That is the goal. That has been the Blazer Ball mission. I actually sit on the board of the Blazer Ball entity as well. And so when we started it, it was how can we encompass all of our athletics and extracurricular programs as a whole at the school. So we're just trying to grow it a little bit at a time, right? Obviously, there's always hiccups and things and those kind of things on how things get divvied up, but we're working through those, and we're excited to last year it was just volleyball, and this year we're adding football to it. So really excited for that and see what we can do, right? Like I said, all the normal things for a golf tournament, long drive, closest to the pin, all those kind of things. $500 a team, 4-man scramble. Really tried to follow some of the old Burger Time stuff, but along the same lines as what NMSU does with the Aggie Open as well.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. I was going to say, well, there are a lot of tournaments that raise money for great organizations. Like I said, this is actually helping out a lot of those student athletes in there as well from Mesilla Valley Christian. And how does somebody get involved with that? How would you sign up as a team, or even I believe at this time you're still looking for a few sponsors as well, isn't it?
Yep, we will take different sponsorship levels. Obviously, if there's some things people want to sponsor outside of what we have listed, we're always willing to listen to those. We do have a client here in town that wanted to do some different sponsorship levels, and we accommodated that. But we range from anywhere from simple $200 whole sign to $1,500 tournament sponsor. And some of those get you a golf team, some of them don't, right? But obviously would love to have those. How do you get in contact, right? You could reach out to me, and I'll put my email out on the. Yeah,
you can give that to me later.
But the easiest way, our flyer, we use a QR code, right? So all somebody's got to do is just scan a QR code, and they can go sign up on our Google deal, and it'll take you on how to pay and everything else, right? Okay. So
do you have a website or anything else that people can
we don't. We do not have that out, right? There's just been we've obviously shared on the social medias, right? But that's one of the reasons to get this out as well. And I'll text you this form that has everything you need on it, right? But the QR code's easiest, right? And you'll probably be in several different restaurants around town. You might see a flyer up, right, or whatever. But that would be the easiest. Or you can reach out to me or Coach Rice, the head volleyball coach, and we'll get you guys taken care of.
Absolutely. So we got to get all the teams signed up, get all your sponsors, and then in August you just go out there, have a little bit of fun, and see if you can win some prizes, and know the fact that you're helping a lot of these student athletes out over at Mesilla Valley Christian. And like you said, each step, each year you can grow a little bit more. Last year was just volleyball. Now it's volleyball and football.
Right.
Maybe next year we can add something else, or maybe make it more than just one day, that kind of thing. So,
well, and I want to make sure that everybody understands, right? So Blazer Ball, we decided to do this because, and this isn't to talk bad about anything, right? But at the public school, there's funding for athletics and extracurricular activities, right? At the Christian school, all funding for extracurricular activities, whether it's band and choir or the football team, all has to be fundraised by parents and students, right? So, we choose to go to Mesilla Valley Christian School. It's a great school. We love it there, right? Tuition pays teachers and building costs and those kind of things, right? All the extracurricular stuff has to be fundraised by great parents like Brandy and the coaches, right? And so, and that's including our travel costs, right? And meals for the kids, right? So that's why we try to go out and do some bigger events like this. Some other events we're hoping, a winter gala. We'd like to have a pickleball tournament in the spring, those kind of things to help out sports as they go. And that's what we're really trying to do with Blazer Ball.
Oh no, I'm quite familiar with how the private school system works myself, but it's one thing to keep in mind that even with public school funding, sometimes they need a little extra. So all of this is really, really great, and to help out Mesilla Valley Christian, which is, I won't say that it's kind of like the forgotten school with sports that's in town, but I don't think they get the attention that they deserve sometimes. And I think this is a really good way to go ahead and help out those student athletes and help pay for some of those costs, so that if you do make it to these tournaments or these different travel games and all this other stuff that you've got to go through, that you're going to have the funds to make sure that those kids can enjoy their trips and be able to flourish in the sport that they want to. Like I said, having this whole thing grow little by little is what is really, really awesome. And even if you wanted to say just do the sports, but like you said, all the extracurricular activities, if you can get this big enough, that can help out a whole lot of students.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we send our band to Arizona every year.
Yeah.
Right. And they routinely finish top 3 at that deal, and they do a great job. Randy Mapes is the band teacher and band director over there, does a great job. Our choir has gone to state choir. We have 4 all-state choir girls this year as well, right? So we're just trying to, like you said, grow this so we can hopefully one day be supporting everybody. Obviously, inflation's real, right? I'll admit that. I know some other people don't like to admit that inflation's real, but 15 years ago, to outfit a football player head to toe was right around $1,200, right?
Yeah.
It's probably closer to $2,500 now, right?
I wouldn't doubt that at all.
And when you're just looking at a football helmet that costs $600, right? That's a big vast of it. And me and Coach Rice were actually just joking the other day. Volleyballs went from like $70 to $120, right? And footballs are not far behind. And I'm an assistant softball coach at the school as well. And a dozen softballs is now $130 for a dozen softballs. Who would have thought a dozen would be $130? But that it's sort of ridiculous on the cost for and not just coaches in Mesilla Valley, but coaches across our state.
Oh no,
right?
Absolutely, everybody's feeling that one.
Everybody feels that, right?
Oh, absolutely, and I'm thinking you mentioned the cost of like baseball, softballs, and I can see the coaches just standing there. Their players don't hit the home run. We need to get the balls back. So.
Right. No, that's that. You go to baseball or softball games or whatever, or even a football game with a field goal's kick. Like we make sure that ball comes back. Right.
Yeah, you got to make sure. Yeah,
we get that one back.
You get all the kids shagging the balls over on the foul balls and all that.
Yes.
That's always. I used to love to do that when I was a kid at the baseball fields. But anyway, we want to make sure that we focus on this tournament that's coming up in August. And actually, I would ask you to go ahead and come back and let us know how you're going. Let us know if you get your teams filled up and everything else, so we can do the best we can.
I'd love to do that. Love to do that. Well, I'd like to real quick cover some of the sponsorship stuff, right?
Oh, go for it.
Right, like I said, we have different sponsorship levels, right? $1,500 is the Blazer Ball sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
That gets you a golf team. That gets you a whole sponsor at a tee box. And then that gets your corporate logo in the gym during volleyball season and at the football field during football season as well, right? So it's a if you look at dollars, right, for advertising, right, that's pretty good, and you're getting to go play golf, right? So can't go wrong with that. Then we go down from there. $1,000 T-box sponsoring a golf team. $800 get your gym and field banners, those kind of things, and then just a normal whole sponsor, $200 at the everybody who sponsors a whole, right? So I know Brandy's company and my company, we've done big sponsorships, right, to try to get some stuff out there, but. And since Blazer Ball is a 501c3, we have a tax letter for you, all right, that says how much you donated to the cause or whatever, and we can get that to you right away as well, right? So
that's just that's just like a little bit of a bonus, knowing that you get to play golf, you get to help out some student athletes, and taxing. You just throw that one in there,
right. So and then the AM flight check-in 7:00 in the morning that Saturday, August 2nd. We're going to feed you breakfast. And then the PM flight check-in is at noon, and we're going to feed you dinner afterwards.
Oh, awesome.
So we're going to do great stuff. Or we also have some silent, I was going to say silent auction. That's how we have some raffle items out there. You can buy raffle tickets at the golf course, mulligans, all those kind of things, right, going on. We got a lot of parent help out there. Kids are going to be out there helping, right, and those kind of things. So we try to make it a great time, great family event, and we just want to have as many people out as we can.
Okay. And no doubt that it is going to be a lot of fun. And my goal is to go ahead and help you make sure that all of those flights are full so that you get a lot of people out and help out the student athletes and kids. Go ahead and get me that info about the QR code if you can do that.
Yep.
I'll put that in the description down below. You can go ahead and check that out. And I'll do my best to make sure we have the QR code there. So you just scan that QR code, get all the information that Jake will have for you and about this great tournament that's happening in August 2nd.
August 2nd, Blazer Ball golf tournament. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you to all the Blazer Ball board members, Brian Bagwell, myself, Jason Weedman, and Tara Rice. And we have a lot of great volunteers like Miss Brandy here helping us out. So
good job, Brandy.
Thank you to all those people. Yep.
No problem. Thank you guys for stopping by. And like I said, I want you to come in, give us an update on how things are going, and we'll get more details out for everybody to remind them that they can go out there and enjoy themselves and help out the student athletes out over at Mesilla Valley Christian. Thanks a lot for coming in, guys. And